Good morning. Welcome to 73 Harbor Street, and this is Western Union, moving money for better. I'm Yolande Giles-Levy. I'm the Communication and Sponsorship Manager at GraceKennedy Money Services, and this morning we'll be taking you on the next rung of moving money for better. Let's do some introductions now. With us in Jamaica, pleased to announce Mr. Hikmet Ersek, President and CEO and Director of Western Union Company. We also have Mr. Rodrigo Garcia Estabarena, oh, I did well, Head of Mexico, Caribbean, and Central America at Western Union. Andre Largi, Country Director of Western Union. Please stand, Andre. Paola Barufuse, she is the Head of Communications for Western Union, Latin America, and Caribbean. Senator Don Webby, CEO of the GraceKennedy Group of Companies. Mrs. Grace Burnett, CEO of the GraceKennedy Financial Group. Michelle Allen, Ms. Michelle Allen, the CEO of the GraceKennedy Money Services. My board chairman, Mr. Stephen Whittingham. Frank James, GraceKennedy Group CFO. Margaret Campbell, Country Manager for Jamaica. And the rest of the GraceKennedy family. Good morning again. Members of the media, thank you so much for joining us. All right. So let us get things on the road as we tell you about the new rung of moving money for better. We're about to announce something major today, and let's open the bat with Ms. Michelle Allen.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Okay. Mr. Hikmet Ersek, President and CEO, Director of Western Union International. Welcome again. Rodrigo Luis Garcia, Head of Mexico, Caribbean, and Central America. Andre Largi. Senator Don Webby, my boss. Grace Burnett, CEO of GraceKennedy Financial Group. Other members of the GraceKennedy team. Again, morning and welcome to the press. Today marks a new era. For us, it's the latest in a series of innovation which will be rolled out across Jamaica, Latin America, and the Caribbean. GraceKennedy and Western Union team are happy to be here, and thank you for joining us as we seize this opportunity to interact with you while we share exciting news of our development in moving money for better. As we work to make digital money transfer a reality, let me give the press some additional definition of digital transfer. This means payments that exist purely in the electronic form. Digital money is not tangible like a dollar bill or a coin. It is accounted for and transferred using a phone, a tablet, an iPad, a computer, or any digital device. Digital money is an exchange using technologies such as smartphone, credit cards, and the internet. Our research indicates that Jamaica is prepared. No, I want to say that Jamaica is ready. They're ready for this new digital era. Our customers are always at the forefront of our minds, and we're committed to consistently developing products and services of the best quality in serving them to the highest level in terms of honesty, integrity, and trust. GraceKennedy Money Services, agents for Western Union, is not just in Jamaica, but in 11 other markets, namely Trinidad and Tobago, Guyana, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, St. Kitts and Nevis, Antigua and Barbuda, Anguilla, Montserrat, British Virgin Islands, the Cayman Islands, Turks, and most recently, the Bahamas. It would be remiss of me not to mention that GraceKennedy and Western Union is celebrating 20 years of collaboration this November. 28, thank you, Senator. 28. Over this period of this relationship of 28 years, both companies have continuously invested in state-of-the-art resources to ensure the highest degree of customer service while ensuring greater efficiency in the business. Our focus going forward is to continue to deliver the best customer service experience in a consistent manner. The landscape for moving money for better is evolving, and we must be a part of this evolution. Because of the growth in the global digital money transfer, GraceKennedy and Western Union must allow our customers to be able to play in this global arena. We value the fact that our customers have made us their choice over the last 28 years. And it is against this background that we have kept our fingers on the pulse of Jamaica, the Caribbean, and our diaspora. The digital arena is not excluding companies from being KYC or Know Your Customer compliant. In fact, we believe and know that the digital channels oftentimes have several layers of checks designed to protect our customers and our company. And we can assure you that there will be no exception in this area for us. And so this brings me to our present and immediate challenge, consumer protection. As a country, Jamaica has been plagued with issues surrounding consumer fraud. You know it as lottery scamming. GraceKennedy and all its subsidiaries takes this issue of customer protection seriously. We will continue to go above and beyond what is required to make sure our legitimate customers utilize our services. On the remittance side of the business, which I represent, we are mindful of the fact that protecting our consumers are also protecting and managing the reputation and the image of Jamaica. Because, as we often say, we are not in the business of just transferring money. We are in the business of nation building. I want to thank you for being here today, and I will now hand over to Senator Don Webby, who will share some more with you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Madam Allen. You noticed this morning she's referring to me as Senator. So I wonder what's coming, eh? Usually when my team from GraceKennedy refer to me as Senator Don Webby, they're asking some favor later, eh? Anyway, morning to all, morning to all. Milton, good to see you. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome, Hikmet, a true friend of the GraceKennedy group, and the team from Western Union. Welcome, Andre Rodrigo. Sean is here. By the way, two of the members in senior executive positions in the Western Union group are actually Jamaicans. Shauna and Andre. So let me start off by welcoming everyone again and thank Western Union for what I would describe as 28 great years as a partner with the GraceKennedy group of companies. In 2008, Western Union actually invested in the GKMS 25%, and that will show you, as Hikmet will tell you, shows the confidence that the board of Western Union has in this company. Sometimes I like to be a historian, so I went back and Frank, I checked some numbers from 1991 when we started. So when we started in 1991, Avia, our revenue for the year was about $3 million US. That was our first year of fully operating with Western Union. Today, our revenue is $60 million US. So that will show you the growth that we have achieved over the years. I also remember that we started in New Kingston in one office, in one country. The office was about less than half of this room here. Now we're operating in 12 countries with offices in Trinidad, Guyana, Jamaica, Cayman, etc., etc. And the beauty about it, what we are so proud of, is that most of those markets, if not all, with the exception of one which we just started, Bahamas, we are by far the market leader. So, GraceKennedy's vision of being a global consumer group, I'm sure most of you have heard me speak about it. That's where we want to be as a Caribbean company. Sometimes people think, Andre, that we are crazy. A small company like GraceKennedy don't want to be global, but we're very focused on being global. And as I say to my board from time to time, and the shareholders, that there is no better example of a global company than Western Union, who operates in 200 countries. So we want to be, Hikmet, we want to be like you when we grow up. Western Union is 167 years, and we are 96. So we'll have some amount of catching up to do. That's why I say we want to be like you when we grow up in 200 countries. So having established the vision at GK, we have strategic drivers, 4 strategic drivers that keep us very focused in terms of achieving our objectives. The first one is sustainable growth and innovation. The second one is consumer centricity. The third one is operational efficiency. And the fourth one is performance-driven culture. We believe that if we execute on those strategic initiatives, so strategic drivers, we're in fact going to deliver our objective of being a global consumer group. I want to spend 2 minutes on growth and sustainability because, as you have heard, the world has changed. You know, I was looking at a posting and it was very profound, and it's something that I thought about a lot. It says that the largest taxi company in the world, Uber, owns no taxis. It was saying that the largest real estate company in the world owns no real estate, Airbnb. The largest movie theater in the world, Netflix, owns no real estate or movie theaters. And what that is saying, Milton, is that the world is changing, or has changed. I was interviewed by one of the financial reporters, Rodrigo, and they basically said to me about digitization. And I said, digitization 5 years ago was something for a CEO to sound good, sexy. It's not anymore. It's a must-do. So if you are leading a company anywhere in the world and your strategy does not include a very focused rollout of how you're going to digitize your company, you're going to be left behind. And at GraceKennedy, we have been very focused in terms of how do we expand our digital platform, not only for financial services, but for our food division. So for example, our high-low chain, at the end of this year, you're going to be able to go online, order your groceries, and it will be delivered to your house. And there are a number of other initiatives. Grace Burnett will tell you, GK Online, which is our insurance platform. You can stay at home in the comfort of your bedroom, or even your bathroom, right? and insure your car. And what is interesting, we have had customers as far away as Australia using our insurance platform. GK MP, our mobile wallet. Where is my phone? I want to give you the Steve Jobs effect. Right? All right. You got it? You got the camera? You got it? All right. Now, on a serious note, I have been to our supermarket, Hilo, and this is what I used to pay my bill. I use my mobile wallet, and I go to our supermarket, and I pay the bill. And that is just the start. We're going to be launching GKG Online, where it's basically going to be a one-stop, where all your financial services can be done over the phone. Your insurance, your banking, your money services, etc. So the world has changed. And that's why I'm so excited that Hikmet is here this morning to really expand on how the remittance business or the money services business is going to change. And we all have to embrace this change. The other thing about GraceKennedy and our Western Union partnership, you know, there have been a lot of discussion recently by the multilaterals, IDB, World Bank, etc., about how do we grow the Jamaican economy? What is going to be that stimuli that can grow the Jamaican economy? And financial inclusion is a big, big initiative that the government has endorsed that we need to ensure that we can roll out a financial inclusion policy and strategy. If you think about it, GraceKennedy and Western Union, we are what I would describe as in pole position to roll out a financial inclusion strategy. By the way, the numbers that I'm seeing is that between 35 and 40% of Jamaicans are unbanked or underserved. So there's a huge, huge market out there, right? So we have 143 locations. We, Western Union and GraceKennedy. Remittances is about 16% of our GDP. It's significant. So think about if we can ensure that we can capture the market share in terms of microinsurance, microbanking, microlending on our platform of 143 locations. I will say to all of you this morning that our partnership of WU and GK, we have the potential of changing the game in Jamaica and ensuring that Jamaica will be top of mind in terms of financial inclusion, which will result in a better Jamaica because we're going to be growing the economy through that. So, and that is something that I'm going to be taking very, very seriously, how to roll that out. Consumer centricity, our other driver. So we need to be in a position where we can anticipate the needs of our customers or our future customers. And that is where digitization comes in, big data, how we analyze the data so we can roll out in terms of what the customer would need. Operational excellence. You have heard me at the AGM and you have heard me in other forums where GraceKennedy, we have a zero tolerance as it relates to compliance. We don't want any bad money going through our system. I prefer not to have a business than having any $1 of bad money going through the system. And that is why I say that compliance, Peter Gay is there, our head of compliance. Peter Gay, stand so everybody can see you. You're one of the most important persons in the room. Because what we want to do is to have compliance at the very highest level, zero tolerance. And I can assure you, when that happens and is well on the way, the experience of the consumer and the customer is going to be that much better. And I don't think anybody can replicate what Western Union and GraceKennedy can do anywhere in the English-speaking Caribbean in terms of our robust risk management and compliance system. And that is a significant competitive advantage for us. I'll close by saying, and this is probably the most important one, that maybe I should flip, Grace, when I'm speaking about strategy initiatives, performance-driven organization. And that's what we're all here about. And I've said it over and over, Milton, that when I look at the balance sheet with Frank, and I look at cash and receivables and inventory, and the nice new Lot 21 building work in progress, the greatest asset that GraceKennedy has is actually not on our balance sheet. The greatest asset that GraceKennedy has is our people in this room. You're looking at them right now. And that is why we have to develop a performance-driven culture so we can innovate, so we can be the best in consumer experience, and we can be the best in operational excellence in terms of compliance. And I would say, Mr. President and CEO, we are 28 years, but the best is yet to come, sir. The best is yet to come. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. How are you doing? Very well. Senator Webby. I don't need anything but my respect to you. That's why I call you Senator. Thank you having Western Union here. Thank you having me here. It's an amazing trip. It has been only 24 hours, but the 24 hours was full of learning for me, full of understanding the customer needs, and full of excitement of opportunities to looking forward to the next 28 years. And I know that there is the motivation, the passion, and your people that makes a difference. We are a people business. We do serve millions of people worldwide, and we do change every second 31 lives. Every transaction supports people's life, to send someone to a school, to help on a hospital, or support just a shelter. And that's the financial inclusion. It starts there by supporting and thinking about the people. And I know that many Jamaican diaspora worldwide, which is larger than in Jamaica, do daily think about their beloved country, beloved people, and they do want to support them. So I would like to thank for the Jamaican people, especially for the diaspora, don't forgetting their loved ones, supporting via Western Union first. On the Western Union side, let me talk a little bit about our strategy, how we are doing the digitalization and the excitement announcement Michelle mentioned earlier. We at Western Union move money obviously globally, $150 billion every year, 31 transactions every second, paying out in 131 currencies, having licenses in 200 countries, having a compliance program. It's one of the best worldwide, I guess. And this is important. This is important because this business is complex. It's important to have this platform with the support of technology in a way that nobody else can do that. That's our competitive advantage. We don't want bad money. I agree with you, Don, Senator Webby. We don't want bad money. Reason is very simple. Of course, it's us, it's the regulator, and but it's just protecting our beloved customer who'd go extra mile every day to make extra money to support their loved ones back home. These are heroes. You want to protect them. And you don't want your name have, with scammers. You want to protect these customers because they trust you. It's their hard-earned money in New York. It's their hard-earned money in Australia. It's their hard-earned money in South Africa they sent back home to support their loved one in Jamaica. And you want to protect them. It starts there because you can't lose their trust. So that's extremely important for us in this complex business to support our loved ones. The compliance programs, the anti-fraud programs, anti-scam programs is one of our highest investments we do with the company because we believe compliance is a competitive advantage. In fact, our investments over the years increased by 200%. About 4% of our revenue goes to only on the compliance investment. In fact, over 20% of our people are in the compliance department. That's a huge investment. And we don't see that as a protection, we see that as an investment. We see being proactive here. Not only the protecting the customer, really also being proactive and as a competitive advantage. Because if we do it, the others will follow us. And we want to be first there. And we want to respond there. And that's the protecting the customers. Look, annually we move about $150 billion $150 billion in 200 countries. We do move money via cash, via retail, which we have about 550,000 locations worldwide. That's amazing. People go to a location, put their hard-earned money, and pick up at a location in any currencies, in 131 currencies. But we do move money also from a location to an account, about 4 billion accounts worldwide. 4 billion accounts worldwide. We move money from an account to 550,000 locations. We move money from a mobile phone to a Jamaican location here. In fact, I was just testing my mobile app because I learned from Mr. Senator Webby how he impressed you with his part. I'm going to impress you also. I have here sending money from US to Jamaica. I can do it in seconds. No one else can do that, sending money from the US to 200 countries. Now we are doing it from 40 countries to 200 countries. And today we are announcing that also in April, Jamaica will send from here to 200 countries, online. And this won't happen with our partnership, with our good partnership over 28 years, with our trust we built, and of course serving our beloved customers with your great people. I would like to thank you for that, because it is the future, serving the customer with their needs. And don't forget also, everybody will have digital. As Senator Webby mentioned earlier, there are about 40% of Jamaican underserved. They don't have probably digital access, but combining different customer needs with that needs, that's the trick, that's the secret sauce of DNA of Western Union. different needs worldwide. There are 7 billion people. Technology is great, and we are the frontier. We are leading the industry in the cross-border technology. We are 5 times bigger than any other technology company. We have, we are really growing by 20% every year on our .com business. Amazing growth. We are leading it after 167 years of innovation. And one of the strengths of Western Union is that we are disrupting our own business. We love to cannibalize ourselves because it keeps you on our feet. It keeps you agile. At the same time, we don't forget the people who don't have access to mobile, who don't have access to financial accounts. We do serve them also. And that's where we are very proud. We are a mission-driven brand. There are about 7 billion people worldwide. About only 2 to 3 billion of them have access to normal financial environment, and the rest don't. Don't forget them. And Western Union does not forget them. Combining the advanced technology with also other different needs, and globally, that's the specialty of Western Union, and that's why we are so proud to have GraceKennedy as our partner, and that's why we are here. And that's why I'm so motivated, and that's why that keeps me motivated. Thank you very much.
And thank you, Mr. Ersic. So, the announcement was made. We're now here for the demonstration of how this new service will work. We present demo video of woo.com.
The fast, reliable, and convenient way to send money anywhere in the world is now right at your fingertips with Western Union online at woo.com. Register at woo.com by filling out the required information and verify your email address. Search woo.com to locate the Woo agent nearest you. Head on over to verify your ID and finish the process. That's it. Registration complete. Now you can send money to your loved ones anywhere at any time in minutes with woo.com from any computer or mobile device. To send money, just log on to woo.com. Select sending country and send amount. Enter receiver's information and payment information. Review and confirm your transfer. And that's sending money in minutes with woo.com. The fast, reliable, and convenient way to send money worldwide. This is Western Union, moving money for better.
That's right, indeed. This is Western Union, moving money for better. And now we open the floor for questions. Mr. Garcia, you need it up here. All right. Milton Walker,
Good morning.
news editor, RJR TVJ Group.
RJR Gleaner Group.
RJR Gleaner Group, sorry.
Good morning. Can you tell me, we've had issues in Jamaica and the region with scamming, and you've had some locations here where you've had to close because they were infiltrated by scamming. What are the safeguards that you're going deeper into territory which is more vulnerable, online and mobile phones? How much have you invested in securing the platform to ensure that it's safe and secure for persons to use?
Okay, we're going to ask Rodrigo to answer.
We pulled him out from here together.
So, Rodrigo,
Thank you.
can I
Yeah,
ask
sure.
for your indulgence? If you can just introduce yourself and your role.
Yeah, sure. Good morning, everyone. My name is Rodrigo Garcia Estebarena, and I run the Mexico, Central America, and the Caribbean region for Western Union. Yes, and the answer to that question could be that, yes, we invest a lot of resources, right? People, money, funding, and systems, right, to prevent fraud, to protect our customers from being tempted by certain transactions that could become fraud. And basically what you've seen in the last times in Jamaica is that, for example, in those locations that were suspended, right, we have seen unusual amount of suspicious of fraud transactions, and that is why we took action on that one, and basically to protect our customers and to understand if the processes should be enhanced in order to prevent those bad people, bad customers, bad scammers to come to our locations, right? So yes, we're taking action. We're investing money, people, and resources behind that. We need to protect our good customers when they come to our locations.
I think it's also no secret that we did had some, by the prevention, that we did close some locations. It had an impact to our revenue, but it was okay because it was long-term protecting our customer. And that's our goal. It's not about the short term. Yeah. It's really the protecting our brand, right, protecting our consumer. And we did have also technical advances. Correct. That we empowered your frontline associates. They were trained by the compliance. And it was a major initiative, actually. And we are in much more advanced, and the situation is really great now. I mean, not great, there's no great, but you know, it's much better than we have done in earlier. So we are proud of our initiative.
Right. So Milton, one of the things that I would add to Hickman and Rodrigo, it was a suspension. We suspended 10 locations. And with that suspension, what we meant, there was significant reviews of their processes, their practices in terms of EML. And I'm happy to say that all 10 are now reopened after the review and the strengthening of their internal controls.
Right. And Milton, if I can also add to Tom's comment, it's a continuous process. As he mentioned, we continuously review our system. And as I said earlier, it's something that we only want legitimate customers in our system. In terms of going to woo.com, I want to add that we're the first in Jamaica, the first in Latin American to launch this service. We have also put in the same safeguards in terms of our online system. So just as you'd go online and shop on Amazon or any other website, our site is just as secure.
I wanted actually to get a sense of the investment in the security aspect from the Latin American director, Rodrigo. How much
Rodrigo.
Or Mr.
Yeah.
What sort of money have you invested? And have you really been forced to put more money in that particular issue in this region, as opposed to, say, Africa or Europe or somewhere?
No, we don't.
So Milton, sorry, let me just understand the specific question. Invest in what?
The security aspect. Security
okay.
And I can give you. We don't disclose the numbers, right, as a public company, but I can tell you that the amount of money we are investing in this particular topic is way smaller than the amount of money that we're preventing from coming to our systems, right? Because we do not only deploy real-time rules, right, that prevent those scammers from coming to our platforms, right? But also, I would say, ex post monitoring, right, in order to identify those customers and eventually block them or interdict them in some cases, right? But when we block them, we open a second step where those customers or transactions that were put on hold, right, can reach out to us and run a second step of KYC, of Know Your Customer, that as Don was mentioning before, right, to be able to, let's say, whitelist them in order to transact with us, right?
Yeah. So from a GraceKennedy's point of view, GKMS, we are expected to invest about $2 million US for this year.
Correct.
Which is a significant increase on the previous year.
It's 4% of our revenues. 4%. And I think Hikmet did say that similar investment is also on the global level. On the global level. So,
yeah. 22 million US, you said?
2 million. So GraceKennedy Money Services investing $2 million in terms of our compliance measures and security measures.
And Western Union invests more than $200 million.
Right.
Globally, yeah.
Globally.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Any other questions?
Do you have projections in terms of how much you expect the online platform to be as a percentage of your business, say, in the next year, 2, 3 years?
I can't speak to Jamaica. It's a new market, but I can tell you from our global numbers. Currently, we started the journey 7 years ago. It was about 2% of our revenue. Currently, it's about 10% of our global revenue is created on send side with online with .com. It's the fastest growing part. It's growing in average about 20% plus, and it's really also interesting number maybe for you is it's also a new customer segment we didn't reach earlier. It's 80% of the customers to westernunion.com have not used Western Union the last 2 years, I believe.
Yes.
And so it's really a new, it's not the cannibalization, it's not switching from retail to online. It's really reaching out to the new customer segment. They did not have that earlier.
Right. So,
One quick question also. The video spoke only to sending money from Jamaica. Will the reverse be possible?
yes, the reverse is possible now. So currently, persons all over the world can send money online to Jamaica or any of our other 12 countries. What we're announcing today,
40 countries that are enabled, right, to send money through Woo.com, with 20 other countries with a mobile app that you can access to and send money to Jamaica to be paid in more than 140 locations that GraceKennedy has in the market.
so today we're announcing that you can now do that from Jamaica out.
Sending.
So, and typical example is also this typical inbound countries like Jamaica. Over time, when the economy develops, it turned out they have also needs to send money out. So it's good for the country because it also encourages people's connection, people moving money in and out. Also helps actually economy because, you know, when money moves, good things happen. Businesses have the possibility to import or export via their online activities or people, just people.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions?
Edwards, good morning.
Nobody else? Avia? Al?
I just wanted to find out the total investment.
Hold on.
The total investment.
Correct. The total investment in the Jamaican end, and also, do you have a mobile app? Is it a mobile app that?
The total investment for Woo.com. Locally.
It's not that big. It's the biggest thing is that to getting the regulatory environment and the platform in the right way. You need a special compliance programs. Know your customer is different because also you fund the funds not in a cash. It's really you fund it from a credit card or from a bank account. So you have to know your customer in a different way. Once the customer is registered, it's easy game. The big thing is that how do you ask the customer to go to location and register that we know the customer who is doing the further transactions. On the investment wise, it's a technology investment. It's a connection, the system to worldwide to 200 countries and in the multi-currency settlement. What you see here, what you saw on the demo is that you're in Jamaica, you want to send money, let's say, to Turkey. And then immediately the system will tell you how 100, let's say 100 Jamaican dollar, what that is in Turkish lira, what the FX rate is, what the fee is, and how you want to finance it immediately. We today, in many countries, you can fund it via your credit card, via your online account, via your Apple Pay, and identification happens today in many countries via your fingerprint or via your face recognition. And we do look at some of the capabilities, how we make it easy for the customer to pre-register. It could be done even online, could be done via face recognition. And all these things are investment we do, and we, with our partners like GraceKennedy, which has been in the market for 28 years, it's easy to do it then.
All right.
That is an extremely important point in terms of how can you make it, for want of a better word, hassle-free to be registered. So as a country and as Jamaica and the Caribbean, Al, we need to ensure that we have the proper regulations in place as quickly as possible to facilitate the growth in this segment in terms of digital transfers.
Yes, the world is going digital, no doubt about it. But can you tell me, what concerns do you have with cybersecurity? You've seen what's happened with Facebook over the last 2 days. What do you plan to do to counteract that?
Well, that's a great question, because Don asked me yesterday, what keeps you sleepless at night? Yes. When you move money, obviously.
Exactly.
Well, but it's, obviously that's definitely one of our highest investment in cybersecurity. We have several, measures here, which I don't want to disclose for security reasons, as you can imagine. But I can only say that our CIO background is the cybersecurity background. And we do invest a lot here from the innovation side, but also to prevent cyber attacks to do so. Look, I think that's something not only my issue, I think every CEO worldwide has this issue. I think keeps us all sleepless at night, that you don't want to be part of that, and that's probably one of our major investment. We have in the board meetings, constant reviews about that. We do have a constant management reviews about that. And it's on the top, we have our own investment only on that, obviously, and being ahead of that. In fact, we do tests, we attack ourselves without knowing, letting our people know, right, to understand how we prevent cyber attacks. And that's something definitely on the top of our agenda. That's something that, in the past, I say that you took a gun, walked in a location, and robbed the location. Now it's all about cyber, right?
Okay, all right.
Do you foresee in the immediate, if not the short term, that you may close some locations or at least freeze opening new locations?
No, that's not going to be. In fact, what we're doing, as Hikmet said, we still have a large population that don't have access to the digital platform. And in fact, what we're doing at the locations, we are expanding locations in terms of the number of services that you can access through those locations. And it's branded GK1. So of the 143 locations, by the end of this year, you're going to have 20 or 25 of them where you can go to those locations and you can do your insurance, your micro-insurance. You can do your top-ups in terms of your credit. And that's your banking, where you can do deposits and small loans, microloans. So to answer your question, no. In fact, you could in fact see an expansion of our network from 143 up.
And if I may, Mr. Webby, the magic behind this new model is what Hikmet mentioned during his speech. That is the combination, right? When you have a network, a retail network of more than 550,000 locations around the world, right? And the ability of sending from digital to retail, from retail to digital. So banks, accounts to cash and cash to accounts. That is something that we decided that's going to be our DNA in terms of development, of business development, and that is why the locations in each of the countries, not only to send money but also to pay, right, transactions, is key, right, for this project.
So that's why I said to my friends in the media that we actually have another meeting that we have to wrap up now. We're going to meet with the governor. We have quite a busy day. We're going to end with the Prime Minister at about 1 o'clock. So, sorry that we have to be seemingly be rushing. But we have a number of meetings. Hikmet is not here very often, so I have to make the best use of him being here.
All right, thank you so very much, and thank you, Mr. Webby, Senator Webby, for that. Mr. Erskine. Rodrigo. Michelle, thank you all. Thank you to friends, media colleagues, GraceKennedy family. Thank you. And that's where we end for this morning. Okay. Quick.